I'm going to introduce someone who I always see, my friend Shadi Shalabi. And he's from AlEtihad. He's going to tell us how they're building a product at the pace of a startup, I guess. That's hard. Welcome to the stage, Shadi Shalabi.
Thank you, Tambi. Hello, everyone. My name is Shadi Shalabi. I'm Director of Engineering at AlEtihad. I'm really glad to be here at Xpand. So today I want to talk about my journey between a transition between a startup to a bank. And it's I started as a software engineer, and then I've started to discover multiple things about products and about automation and all of that. So let me start with a question. Can we really... Yeah, okay. So the question is, can a bank really run like a startup? Because there is a big difference between startups and banks. So I just want to ask, who worked in a startup here? Raise your hand. I guess in Jordanian ecosystem, there are a lot of startups, and I guess most of the software engineers worked in startups. And then who worked in a bank, specifically engineering in a bank? There is a few hands. But who worked in both? Who did the transition between startups and banks? A very few hands. Okay, great. So to tell you about this transition, let's talk about today agenda. And at the first, we're gonna talk about what makes startup special from my perspective. Then I'm going to talk about background about me and what are the tools and the things that I use in my career. Then I'm going to talk about some showcases and when I transitioned to the bank, and there are some really good products that I want to show cases for them. And also I want to deep dive in one of the products that I'm really proud of, and recently got published on our mobile application. And then I'm going to talk about 3 main pillars for a successful product from my perspective, which are the UI, system design or technology, and automation. And then we're going to talk about a summary about everything. Okay, so from my perspective, what makes startup special? I guess there is a lot of things in startups are really special. But for me, there are 3 main things that I really like. The first one is innovation. Startups doing really great job by identifying customer problems and then transfer them to opportunities. And we know a lot of startups that do this and then scale up really fast because they focus on customer problems and try to solve it in an innovation way. And then we have the agility. Startups are moving really fast. Too many enterprises are stuck in all the processes or traditional processes. So agility, I guess it's a superpower for the startups in general. And also technology. It's connected somehow to the innovation, but technology startups, we saw a lot of startups come up with a new technology that serve as a backbone of the innovation that they have. Okay, so my background, I've started, I guess, in 2010, and I've started as a web and Flash developer. I don't know who worked in Flash here, so because Tambi just highlighted that right now. So, Brigitte, you'll have if you worked in Flash. Okay, so a few people. So it was really amazing for me to work as a Flash developer. It was a really great tool that I used, and it was like my first start. Then I transitioned to mobile. I became Android developer, and I think back in 2012, and the mobile development was really booming at that time. And I know like that that smartphones era will be very big, and it will take over the world. And also, after that, I start more like I've started as basically most of the software engineers obsessed with technology, and I want just to work about tools, building tools, and writing a clean codes, and adding a design patterns, and making my code very clear. Then I started to realize like it's not only about technology. Sometimes there are another perspective for a software engineer that have to learn. So one of the things that I really like about software engineers, or the senior software engineer, I guess yesterday Faisal highlighted something about senior software engineer has to think about the product as well. So, product thinking is really needed for the software engineer, and not only the product. It's a full cycle about product, about technology, and also about the automation. And sometimes, when you build a product, you try to build the best user experience, and then you are going to try to map the technology for it. And you say that I want to build the best technology, high scalable software, and then you forget about the manual work that might happen in the background. So if you have any operations, if you have any things in the background, you just forget them because you want to ship the product fast. But the automation is really like automation and digitization. Sometimes you have to transition between your manual work, or let's say you have to do a process re-engineering, and then you're going to digitizing before you launching your product. 3 years ago, I joined Bank AlEtihad, and to be honest, my expectations about the banks wasn't that high. So the expectation, I thought that most of the banks will rely on legacy system. They don't have the mindset about how to scale up a product, how to think about customers, and the full journey of the product life cycle. But to be honest, the reality was different. So when I joined Bank AlEtihad, there is a transformation phase in the bank, and the technology was the motivator for everyone to do better. So even the vision of the bank itself is to be a #1 digital bank, which is a very ambitious vision. And it means that the technology should direct the bank in the right way. And I downloaded I was a user, and then I downloaded the bank application. I saw that this application is really good, and I understand that this bank can really benefit from the mindset of the startups. To show some cases about the bank products, today I have 3 products, but there are many more other products that we feel so proud of them. Okay, so first one is year in review. So back in December 2023, it started as an idea. Okay, too many applications. They have an idea about, okay, what did happen for you about 2023 in terms of music, in terms of videos, or in terms of any other thing. And we thought that we can apply the same thing for our customers. So we started collecting some data, and we come up with like an intuitive design for our customers to aggregate the data and tell them how their spending habits happen in 2023. Okay, and this was like the design. Next, we have like the cashback and the loyalty program. So we wanted to grant our customer cashback on cards, transactions. So to like increase engagement and make them really benefit from any program. So the goal was like to have an instant cashback. This instant cashback means that we have to process like too many transactions in the background. So at the first, you might think, okay, it's like just a score, put a rank, and see how this can work. But in the background, you have to process millions of transactions instantly in order to grant our customer like this cashback or instant cashback that they can liquidate whenever they want and then get the benefit from it. Okay? Then I'm going to deep dive about a stock trading feature, which is recently published into our mobile application. Okay, stock trading isn't really new. So everyone wants to like get wealthier. So we said we think about our customers, and one of the needs for them is actually to get wealthier. And for this is was how to get to make our customer wealthier. Okay, so we have a traditional process called wealth management that you can pick up a call, and then you can start a trading in the stock market for inside the bank, but it wasn't that digitized. And we said that, okay, how to enable this to our customer? The customer can really benefit from this feature. Okay, but there were like some challenges regarding that. So first of all, there is you need a large capital, relatively large capital to start, which means that this large capital, you have to have money. So not all of our users can benefit from this feature. And then you have to be you have to have a knowledge about the domain of wealth management. You have to understand about the stock market, and you have to understand too many things to start a trading and making the right decision. Also, there were a manual process that you have to fill forms, and then you have to convert them, build your profile, in order to start the trading. Another key point here is low visibility. So at the end of each day, you are going to receive email, and this email will tell you what is your position for today, if you have a profit or if you lose something. And also, the top-up and withdrawal process wasn't that easy. You might go to branch, and you have to call your relationship manager to do a top-up or to do a withdrawal. Okay, so those were multiple challenges that we faced before doing the stock trading. Okay. So, so our goal was two main points. First one is reduce friction, and the second one, abstract the complexity. Reduce friction means that we want to remove any obstacle that might face the customer when they onboard themselves into the application, which means that this process, if it's complex, maybe we are going to lose an opportunity. And the other one is abstracting complexity. And to abstract complexity means that you have to do main two things. First one is technology. The technology should be able to handle large number of transaction or requests. And the second thing is automation, the underneath or behind the scene operation that we have inside the bank. So we don't want to have any manual works. So those were the goals that we want to tackle in this feature. Three main pillars has been added to this feature to say that this is a successful, this is what we need to build a successful product. So first one is the user experience and the UI. We want to make our customers to start trading with easy and simple 3 steps. Those 3 steps were like onboarding, do top up, and then start trading. And the other thing here is as I said, the technological excellence. We have to build a system that able to handle large number of requests that happen to our systems and connect all of our system together to reduce any problems. And also, the automation, we have to do an automate reconciliation process, not to rely on our operation team. And we have to say that we want to make their life much easier. And we have to build an automated alerts. And as well as we want to do report generation just to give us and our customer more visibility about this feature. So those were the main pillars that we put for this. And okay, so let's jump into the first point of those main 3 pillars. The first one is we want 3 steps to onboard our customer. It shouldn't be that hard for our customers to onboard themselves. So at the first, if you are an Bank AlEtihad user, you can, we as a bank have your data, you already onboarded. So we don't need to re-onboard you to the application. So we said that you can, we can enrich this data and then make ask you a few questions about the onboarding, your experience, about the stock market in general, and maybe a few questions, how many you want to invest in this stock market. And then there was an argument, can we add this inside our mobile application, or we should build another application for this? So is it the right call to add it? Because it might have a long life cycle. And we say that there is a complete backlog for this feature. Are we going to add it inside the mobile application, or are we going to build it elsewhere, or in another application that the user has to build? But if we build it in another application, this means that the user should install and should open 2 applications in order to do money transfer between his accounts. So the main decision is to integrate it inside the app. And I guess it was the right decision to take. And another thing here is to buy and sell a fraction of stocks, which means that those fraction of stocks will enable anyone to start the trading, not only the customer that they have a large amount of capital. So those were the 3 main things that we added for our stock trading. Here is some screens. So you can onboard yourself. We are going to ask you a small amount of questions, and then you can top up your account. So when you top up your account, it's an easy process. So which means that you can do a click transfer, or you can do transfer between your accounts, or you can even use the ATM. We need to make the top-up process very easy in order to start that trading. And after that, you can choose which company that you want to get the start buying or selling for any company that you want. Okay, the second main pillar is technological excellence. You might think that it's only like a transaction and a trade. And to be honest, it's not like that. There are many more systems that you have to take in consideration before building such a feature. So it actually looks something like that, but also, this is what I remembered, but there is also too many systems that you have to integrate with in order to build such a system. Here is a system design approach. So this is for the onboarding process. So the mobile application will send a request. It goes through the load balancer, goes to the API gateway, which is the back end for our mobile application, go through our middleware, and then it goes to account management service. Account management service will do a data enrichment, will take the onboarding question that has been sent from mobile application, and then enrich them in order to make the full payload that we need to integrate with our third party. So we send a request. If it's success, this means that we have to create a new trading account for our customers. And from there, we are going to save this new account and then add it to the account management service. And from there, we can notify the customer that he's successfully onboarded. This is another system designed for the trading. And when user try to buy or sell any of the stock that he want to do a trading with, again, there is an API call happened on the load balancer API gateway. Then it goes to our middleware, which by the way, do an authorization and making sure that the payload is the right thing. And then it will goes directly to our order service. And from there, we are going to save the request into our database. And this will allow us to create reports, to create custom alerts that we have. And from there, we go to the execution service, where the request actually being, we are going to do a block of the amount that the customer, making sure that the validation is correct. And from there, we are going to send a request to our third party. Then the third party will take this request, go to the broker, try to process the request, and then it will send us a callback. This callbacks will trigger our middleware, and then it will go to our queuing system. So we have multiple queues here, one for the buy, one for the sell, for the dividends, and we have too many other queues that we get from our third party. And from there, we start processing those queues and making sure that all of the data is being transferred in the right way to the order service that we have. And from there, it goes to the notification center and do a customization message to our customers. Okay, so the third pillar that we have for this feature is the automation and digitization. So 4 more things we need to add to complete the product journey that we have. We have to automate our report generation. So like the report generation that we have, it should be automated. It shouldn't be like something manual. So we have to do a real-time report generation, and then we can do like also automate our reconciliation process. So at the end of each day, the total number of buy transaction, total number of sell, like the amount, they should add up in order to reconcile with our third-party integrator. And we also like take a phased approach to roll out, which means that we select a small group of our customers and then starting rolling out one by segment until we roll out for all segments. This will allow us to reduce the risk in general for rolling out such a feature. And finally, we have like an internal tool that creates alerts. And like right now, I guess yesterday, Suhail elaborate on each service. When go live, it will have its own like dashboards, alerts, and all of that. And we did something like that for this feature. And when we realized it, we built a custom alert to make sure that we have a smooth operation and making sure that everything is going in the right way. Okay, so this is the traditional way and new way chart that we want to check, okay? So at the first, in the traditional, we have a large capital to start. So we added a fraction of buy or sell of the stocks. And you required like a domain expertise. So we had like an easy pick and choose like a stock market, stocks for any companies, or you can also use ETFs. So, and we also like supported our application with a lot of news. And so the customer can really understand why the stock like increased or decreased in the amount. And also like the manual process, it got an automation and easy onboarding. And for the low visibility that we have in the traditional method, right now it's in your application. You can check it whenever you want, and you can see your positions. And then you have like the top-ups and withdrawal, which are like was a little bit hard in the traditional method, and we did an instant liquidation. You can just sell your stock and do liquidation whenever you want. So the result for this implementation. So user adoption was increased, and our users like start using this feature a lot, and we saw like a significant increase in user engagement. And the second thing that we have here is fast onboarding time. Like I guess most of the customer, they can start, like the average time is less than 10 minutes. Any customer can do onboarding, like top up and start trading in less than 10 minutes. And 70% of our customers have profit. Okay, so back to the question that I asked at the first time. Can a bank really run like a startup? So the answer is always like, it depends. So it's always like yes and no. You can't say yes, completely yes, that the bank can run like a startup, because there are some differences between them. But like, yes, if three main things in my opinion. You have to prioritize customer needs. You have to really understand what customer wants, and how they can like use your features. And the next one is like owning the technology. Too many banks or enterprises or like a lot of big established enterprises do like rely on vendor. And this will like make it much harder for any bank or any organization to like be really fast and to ship the product for their customers. And like last thing is like having the right structure. So when we have like the right structure for inside the organization, this means that you can reduce the dependencies and you can work much faster in order to like deliver great products. And no, like it's not like no, but there are like a fundamental difference between startups and banks. So one of the things that banks really can't do the same as a startup is like banks are risk averse, which means that the ability to take risk is much less in banks than startups. And the other thing is like regulations. Regulations can operate, like sometimes operation like heavily rely on the regulation, and you can't just skip those type of regulations, and you have to do it the like the old traditional way. Definitely, it can elaborate in the future, and I guess the governments right now are trying to have like much more flexible regulations in order to make things easier for banks and like for the fintech in general. So the key takeaway here is like bank can really benefit from the mindset of the startups and those like way of thinking for the bank that, okay, I want to have like always a good product and always think about the customer and the product. And after that, having the technology and understanding the technology, and then like automating everything, those can really ensure that this bank or this organization is relative to the market, and not like startups can just take their place. So I do believe that like a mindset of a startup can be applied, but not in all cases. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much. And I will be out there. You're not going to miss our booth. So if you have any questions regarding product, regarding technology, or any of that, me and my colleague will be available. Thank you so much again, and thank you, Tambi. And
Thank you, Shadi. I love the work, by the way.